Welcome into the Commanders Report. I am your host, Jack Sperry. Today we are going to be talking once again NFL free agency. Namely, I'm going to be grading the Washington Commanders moves in totality. So all the moves, we're going to be breaking them down here on the show, and then I'm going to give them one grade for the 2023 NFL free agency period thus far. It's going to be a juicy video, but first, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me right now if you haven't already. Here at the Commanders Report, we are competing with 3 other new channels here at Chat Sports, and only one of them is going to get a brand new channel, or a full-time channel, I should say. And right now, the thing is, my bosses are telling me the only one that's going to get a full-time channel is the one that gets the most subscribers. Right now, the Commanders Report is in the lead, but only by like 20 subscribers, guys. So we need to increase that lead over Texans today. We need to get that going right now. So if you want breaking news reports here all throughout free agency for the Washington Commanders, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me right now. So now let's go over all the bigger names here that the Commanders have picked up in NFL free agency so far. Daron Payne was the big one, the $22 million per season guy there. Then you got Nick Gates. You're hoping can be the center of the future in Washington, but it's kind of struggled with the New York Giants in his career. Could also play guard. And then you got Cameron Dantzler, kind of a slender cornerback to add to the cornerback room there. And then you got David Mayo, a linebacker. Andrew Wiley to be your new right tackle. Jonathan Williams, a running back, backup running back. Then you got Danny Johnson, a solid 5'9", kind of smaller corner there. Hopefully he can be a good slot corner for the Commanders moving forward. And then you got special teams specialist and Pro Bowler Jeremy Reeves, bringing him back on a one-year deal. Cody Barton, a reliable linebacker, formerly with the Seattle Seahawks. And then, of course, they went and got Jacoby Brissett on a one-year, $10 million deal. This guy is coming in now, and the big question is he going to be the new Commanders QB1 moving forward? Last year with the Cleveland Browns, he had a pretty darn good year. The Browns, the win-loss record wasn't pretty. It was 4-7 with him as the starter. The team kind of fell backwards. But if you look at the stats here, it wasn't really on Brissett. Brissett actually played pretty darn well. 64% completion percentage, 163 yards per game. But that numbers actually was 17 games because he played in every single game, at least a couple snaps, because he was their QB sneak guy. So that number's probably more towards 200. And then you got 12 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. He's somebody that can come in and can win you football games. He's not going to be a superstar level talent by any means, but he's somebody that can hold the ship, that can win football games in this league. If you've got a good running game, you got a good defense. This guy, in my opinion, is one of the better backups in the league. But with the Commanders only having Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett, it's looking like Jacoby is going to have a real shot at the starting job week 1 of the 2023 NFL season. So go ahead right now, get in the comments section, and grade Washington's moves so far in free agency. In totality, all of the moves. Just grade Washington in NFL free agency so far, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comment section. This will be the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever you get a chance, just go right down there, find that pinned comment. It'll be right there at the top, and answer today's question. For me, my grade is going to be a C in totality. Now, the reason why I have this, guys, is because there's just, aside from Daron Payne, which we knew was essentially going to happen, there hasn't really been that big splash signing. Now, they've spent money. They've been bringing some guys back with some re-signings, and they've brought in some new people. But even like the Andrew Wiley, the Nick Gates signing, right? The guys that they're bringing in, they're just okay players, in my opinion. They're not guys that are going to really change things in Washington. And you look at what Washington is dealing with right now. They're in a division with 3 playoff teams, all right? The Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles all made the NFC playoffs last year. And Ron Rivera, quite frankly, is fighting for his job. And Andrew Wiley, man, he's just an okay right tackle. Nick Gates has struggled throughout his career. Cameron Dantzler is kind of a slender guy, not going to help you much in run support. He's very susceptible to wide receiver screens because he can just get bullied so easily. So when I look at this, I like the signing of Daron Payne. I like some of the guys that they're bringing in. I love that they're bringing back Jeremy Reeves. But, in totality, there's just not that splash move that really can elevate this roster to become a playoff contender as of right now. So it's really looking like the Commanders are going to have a really good draft if they want to compete in 2023. And it also begs the question here, who will be the Commanders' quarterback one, the starting quarterback, week one of the 2023 NFL season? So we've talked about Jacoby Brissett, bringing him in on a one-year deal. But what does that mean for Sam Howell? The team drafted Sam in the 5th round last year. He played in one game, and he really showed some good things in that game against the Cowboys. And, a lot of Washington Commander fans want this guy to get his fair shot, and I can see why. The kid has moxie. The kid is very likable, and it seems like even the Commanders brass seems to think the same thing. Martin Mayhew, the GM of the team, had this to say about Sam Howell. Sam will have every opportunity to win that starting job. I was very impressed with the way he played in practice last year. Obviously, it's been a very small sample size, and then he continues to say he only played in one game, but we got to see him the whole offseason, see him all through training camp, see him every week in practice. He has the skills that it takes to be a starter in the league, in my opinion. So again, guys, is he going to be the cornerback one this year? I'm not so sure. If they don't want Sam Howell and they don't think Jacoby Brissett is the future, which is probably the case because they only signed him to a one-year deal, they could potentially go and draft a quarterback in round one of the 2023 NFL draft. Now, we've talked about these 4 quarterbacks here for a while and whether or not the Commanders should go up and trade for one of them, because likely at number 16 overall, none of these guys are going to fall to the Commanders at number 16. They're going to have to trade up for one of these gentlemen, and quite frankly, I'm not sure if they're going to, but it makes sense to, okay? So you got Bryce Young, who's probably going to go first 2 picks. C.J. Stroud is the one that's starting to become the betting favorite to go to Carolina at number 1 overall. And then you got Will Levis and Anthony Richardson that need some work. They need some time to work behind a veteran. And Jacoby Brissett might be that guy, that veteran that is coming in for 1 year to teach either Will Levis or Anthony Richardson how to play quarterback in the National Football League. That would certainly make sense to me, bringing in a guy like Jacoby Brissett, somebody that can win you football games, somebody that's going to make good decisions with the football, and somebody that's going to be a good mentor for your rookie quarterback. This move definitely looks like that the Commanders are going to want to get a new young quarterback, a big-time talent like a Will Levis or an Anthony Richardson, but we're just going to have to see on that. But I want to know from you guys, who do you want to be the quarterback one, the starting quarterback for your Washington Commanders week 1 of the 2023 NFL season? Do you want Jacoby Brissett, type JB if you want him? If you want Sam Howell, type SH. And then if you want the draft pick, if you want to trade up and get somebody to start week 1, type DP in the comments section.